The first challenge is the same time box for testing, but a larger coverage of features to test. Traditional software development methods often build products in a linear, phase-by-phase approach. Because actual test execution will happen later down the product timeline, testers are given adequate time to design, review and finalise their test plan and test cases during the design and implementation phases. Agile projects operate iteratively, and iterations in Agile projects are time-boxed to between 1 and 6 weeks. This means that as more product increments are added, testers need to cover more features in the same amount of time as the project progresses. This is especially difficult for testers coming fresh from traditional projects, who are used to testing for a longer period of time. The second challenge is keeping up with changing requirements. In traditional software development projects, business requirements are usually fixed and agreed upon at the early stages of the project. This can make the job easier for testers, who are sure that they will not need to change much in their test plan and test cases. Since Agile projects frequently inspect and adapt the product they are building, requirements are also bound to change. There will be more maintenance work done, especially for regression test cases. Testers need to be ready for these changes and work closely with the product owner, the business analysts and the developers to make sure that the product increment is built correctly. The third challenge is the frequent builds that could break code. When the implementation phase in a traditional software project is over, coding work is stopped and only done when defects need to be fixed during the testing phases, such as during user acceptance testing. Code moving around or being broken to accommodate changes can result in once stable features becoming broken. This can be expected from Agile projects, as teams race to complete the sprint before the time box expires. This is an extra pressure for testers, who need to ensure that newly introduced and developed features would not affect the old features by performing regression testing. For this reason, development teams in Agile projects are encouraged to invest their time in automation testing on top of their work. The fourth challenge is defect build-up and undone items. There will always be defects to manage and resolve, and no matter what software development approach will be used. One of the unique points of Agile projects is discovering defects early on in the project, so that when it gets closer to the end of the project, critical issues have already been addressed. Traditional projects separate product building from defect fixing in their project timeline. For development teams in Agile projects, there is added pressure to close defects alongside development of every sprint. Strategies, close collaborations and working agreements should be determined in order to ensure that defects will be resolved and that backlog items will be done. The fifth challenge is the different team structure for Agile projects. In traditional projects, different roles in a team are necessary to make up the project. Each role has a set of responsibilities and will be difficult to be done by other people. Developers stick to development tasks, analysts stick to analysis tasks, and testers stick to testing. Agile projects are different, as there are only 3 recognised roles: Product Owner, Scrum Master and Development Team Member. Development Team Member is an umbrella term for any individual who has the skills necessary to make up the product. While members are still expected to perform their functions in the team, cross-functional teams and multi-skilling are encouraged. Quality is also everyone's responsibility. So even if they have a software tester in the team, everyone, even developers and data analysts, are expected to do their share of testing. People coming from traditional software development teams will find the changing culture and expectation challenging, and it could take some time before they can get used to it.